Hi guys, welcome back. This is going to be another installment of my 1970s series of the week, but where I haven't been on YouTube a whole lot lately and just now started to post vids again. It might be more like the bi-monthly series of the year. But anyway, this video was inspired by our good buddy Steve, Charlton66, who I'm happy to say has just started posting some videos. Steve's a great guy, very knowledgeable about comics, and you know, I guess like myself, he's a big fan of like second and third tier characters, and a big Charlton guy like myself and several others. I know Captain Strangelove and Hippie and Dr. Von Chilla and several others. I'm not trying to leave anybody out, but those are the ones that come to mind real quick. They're Charlton guys. And this series that I'm going to show has got a couple of Charlton connections. So thank you, Steve, for inspiring this video. And if you guys haven't checked out Steve's channel, go there right now and subscribe and start watching his videos. I think he's already got 2 or 3 videos up. Great stuff. Got a great collection. Real personable guy. So go check Steve out. Now, this series is probably not well known, and I guess I really like or have an affinity for these little short runs or kind of hidden gem series and characters. But this is Star Hunters from probably late 1977. This is actually DC Superstars number 16. This is the first appearance of the Star Hunters, and this is probably another title that I'm going to probably do a showcase on before too long. But yeah, just this is the brainchild of writer David Michelinie. I think at the time that he came up with this, he was writing stuff like Unknown Soldier and Claw the Unconquered and Starfire, and I think he was doing some Aquaman stuff. But I think this went through like a few incarnations. As far as a Charlton connection, I want to mention real quick. Cover is done by Don Newton and Bob Layton, who both worked for Charlton, and just a great cover. And Don Newton is another one of those really unsung talents who did some great work. I think right before he started working for DC, people known him best for like the horror work he did, and he did the Phantom, and did a lot of those great painted covers. I know like issue 73 and 74 of the Charlton series of the Phantom's got those beautiful painted covers. And I think Dr. Von Chilla has shown those books a few times, and I've probably shown mine a couple times, but just Don Newton, really underrated artist. And I think the first work that he did for DC was actually, I think he did a story in DC Special. I think he did an Aquaman story. And I think at the same time they were doing the New Gods revival. The first 11 issues, of course, everybody knows Kirby's great work on the New Gods. But when they revived the series, I think it started back up at issue 12 and went to issue 19. I think all but one issue, Don Newton penciled those issues. So for those of you that want to check out some more Don's work, I think he did like 12 through 14 and 16 through 19 of that series. He penciled those issues, so really good looking stuff. But anyway, as far as Star Hunters goes, I think this went through several incarnations. As far as I think at one time it was going to be called the Survivors, the Outcasts, and then I guess they really didn't think that name suited the series. So I guess Michelinie kind of put it to the side for a while, and then when they finally got to go for it, and he renamed it the Star Hunters. They came up with the name Donovan Flint, and the main character, as you can see right there, is sort of I guess an Irish sci-fi swashbuckler, maybe like an Irish version of Han Solo, as far as his personality and all that. Really cool little character. But I think before they finally come up with the Star Hunters title, I think at one time it was going to be called Donovan Flint, the World Tamer, or something like that. But anyway, they finally settled on Star Hunters, and I think this, I haven't read these books in a while. I kind of thumbed through it and remembered some of it, but I think it's set maybe like 150 years in the future. And the Earth is actually run by a company called the Corporation, and they're trying to have some colonies where they can grow some food off-world. And I think Flint is actually like somebody's like there to troubleshoot, and then of course they run into some raiders that are trying to steal the food, and he gets kind of sucked into doing a job for the corporation. I think they infect him with a virus or something, and if he stays on Earth for more than 24 hours, then he'll die. But anyway, I think they get through all that, and him and the team that's on the ship. I think the ship was called the Sunrider, or something like that. But anyway, they get through that little ordeal in this book, and then it goes on to the regular series. So, and it's I don't think it takes itself too seriously, but it's a fun read. I mean, and the art is great. I think Newton, besides this one, maybe did one or two more of the regular issues, and then the art team was pretty steady for a while. So that's the first appearance, DC Superstar 16. We'll check it out. Got the first issue here. Great cover by Rich Buckler and Bob Layton, and I think that was the art team for the covers all the way through, except for maybe the last issue, issue 7. I think Joe Rubinstein inked Buckler. But for the run of the series, Rich Buckler was the cover artist, and that's just a beautiful cover. Sort of reminiscent of maybe some stuff that I don't know, maybe not Deathlock, but maybe some stuff that Jim Starlin did on Captain Marvel. But just a cool little series, and you can kind of, as far as, and I mentioned swashbuckler types, and I guess you can kind of see some of the villains here with the eye patch and sort of the pirate looking thing going on. But issue 1 got a great, love the colors on that cover, that great purple background. I'm a sucker for those purple covers. So issue 1. As far as the stories, they're kind of, I don't know if you call them formulaic, but it's just like an adventure every issue. And if you're a sci-fi fan and a fan of stuff from the 70s, I mean, so this is your book. So here's issue number 2. Another Buckler and Layton cover. And I think the penciler, the penciler on the first issue was Don Newton, and I think Larry Hama did the pencils on these, and Bob Layton did the inks. Like I say, all the covers were done by Rich Buckler. So those issue 2. And there's I guess that's my higher grade copy of number 2. I think the first issue of this I saw as a kid was issue number 6, and then I looked for the next issue and I couldn't find it. Of course, you know how spotty distribution was in the 70s, but I really wanted to find out what this story was all about. So later on, when I got into back issues, I found the rest of the series, and I'm sure it's probably still pretty cheap, but anywhere you look for it. Issue 2. Okay, here's issue 3. Another great cover, Buckler and Layton. And like I say, David Michelini was the writer on the whole series. In this issue, it's got a fill-in by Mike Nasser, or Netzer, however you want to call him, Michael Nasser, Netzer, changed his name to later. And I was really a big fan of Nasser's stuff, especially the stuff he did in the 70s. And he did this, and he did some stuff in World's Finest when it went to a $1 comic. He did some Superboy and the Legion. Did a couple of Batman and Cobra stories that were really, really good art jobs. Let's take a look at this one. This is my reader copy. But really some nice looking art. I was a big fan of Nasser's work, as I said. Yeah, show you a couple more pages. So some really nice artwork in that one. Okay, number 3. Well, I'll just show you number. This is a higher grade copy of that same issue. Issue number 4. Another great Buckler and Layton cover. And from here on out, Rich Buckler is the penciler. Issues 4 through 7. And I think, except for maybe a couple exceptions, Bob Layton was the inker. And as far as, you know, like I was saying, the Charlton connections, Bob Layton and Don Newton were Charlton guys. And I really think this is some of their best work. Issue number 5. More of the same. And here's issue number 6. This is actually the copy that I bought as a kid. As you can tell, it's well loved. Cool thing about this issue, you know, Charlton connection. Issue 6 and 7 was inked by Tom Sutton. And I really want to gather some stuff up and do a Tom Sutton spotlight before too long. I read this one over and over. You can kind of tell it's just a different feel with Tom Sutton on the inks. I don't know why, but I kind of always, when I see Sutton stuff, I kind of always think of Pablo Marcos too. Sort of, you know, maybe not the same style, but kind of the same kind of energy, if that's the right word, on his artwork. Still really nice. I mean, you know, you got Rich Buckler on the pencil, so it's kind of hard to go wrong there. But that was my first issue as a kid. Bought it off the rack. Probably only had like 2 original issues. I think I found issue number 3 like at a second-hand store when I was kind of young. But I was really happy when I got to complete the series. There's a high-grade copy. Same book. Okay, and the last issue, number 7. Got a couple copies of that. And this is Buckler and Joe Rubenstein on the inks. And this is when DC started the what they called the DC explosion / implosion. They expanded all their books to 44 pages. I think it lasted maybe 1 or 2 issues, and well, that's a whole other story about the implosion, which I would like to do that video also. But just a great little series all the way around. Some great art. Especially if you're a sci-fi fan, it's just a fun little adventure. And I'm pretty sure I don't think Star Hunters and Donovan Flint were ever made part of the DC universe proper. You know, I don't remember ever seeing them anywhere else. I mean, if there's another Star Hunter series, I mean, I don't know about it. I'm sure Steve would probably know. But I just thought these were really great characters. I guess it was maybe a precursor to Star Slayer that Mike Grell did for First Comics later on. That's another one DC missed the boat on. But anyway, just great series, great art. It's just a fun little read and really cheap to pick up. So, guys, thank you for tuning in. Steve, thanks for the inspiration. I hope you liked this video and hope everyone else liked it too. And guys, I will see you soon. Onward and upward.